Hello, everyone. I know people have been waiting for this. But before, of course, we start, um, because, well, not just because, but, um, we're playing the Los Angeles Rams this week. And hearts go out to everyone in the LA area. Um, you know, get away from the wildfires if you can. Um, and Yeah, stay safe and hope that those fires can be contained soon. Um, and if the and Football, of course, comes second, and the safety of everyone comes first. So yeah, but we'll get to more to Los Angeles in a little bit. Um, but yeah, um, yes, hello, Luke. Um, Minnesota Vikings on Sunday Night Football with everything on the line. And hello, Daniel. Squander their opportunity to get the number one seed and to get a bye and lose 31-9. Um, the game for almost 3 quarters was basically a one possession game. The defense against the Lions offense for most of that game was very good. But when the offense was in the red zone, it did not succeed. Now, there are multiple reasons why. People are pointing this is why, this is why, this is why. Hello, Trey. I would say the biggest reason why we weren't good in the red zone because rewatched I rewatched a lot of that red zone. And while in the middle of the field, like before it got in the red zone, Aaron Glenn definitely brought some pressure, and definitely caused some disruption. In the red zone, there was multiple opportunities for Sam Darnold. You had, of course, Jefferson open in the top corner of the end zone. He had Jefferson in the back, like the back line in the end zone. On one play, when we're down 6-10 on 4th and goal, I think this was the second time we went out 4th and goal. He had Jalen Naylor. Jalen Naylor broke free, crossed inside, open. So while I do give some praise to Aaron Glenn, I feel like it is more overhyped than it needs to be because Sam Darnold played terrible. He played absolutely terrible. We're going to talk about the LA after I'm done with this recap. After I'm done talking about this game. But that I did hear about that. But Sam Darnold, the whole entire day, overthrew almost the entire game. Some of the Justin Jefferson catches, like one of them to get in the red zone, he had to really extend for. He had TJ Hawkinson open across in the middle of the field, wide open by himself, but he was overthrown. Sam Darnold just was playing off his back heel. I don't know what was going on. His feet weren't right, but whatever it was, he just had one throwing stance, and that was to just overthrow receivers. So while at time, yeah, while the Lions defense, did a good, I mean, had some good moments. I blame more of our offensive ineptitude on Sam Darnold. But that is just my assessment Maybe others have a disagreement with that, but it was just very frustrating to see that, we had a lot of looks and the defense. When your defense does good, they won. We won. Remember, here's the thing: Sam Darnold did not throw an interception, which I guess that's the one good thing. The Lions turned over the ball 2 times. You win the turnover battle 2-0. 2-0. You should win that game. You should win that game. You held the Lions to 10 points in the first half, and it should have been 7. There's Will Reichert. We're going to get to Will Reichert also, because that's another I'm concerned about. I'm really concerned about Will Reichert. But when you get 2 turnovers, and especially one of them, gets you in the red zone, Ivan Pace, and it could have been 3 turnovers if Andrew Van Ginkel, he had a pick 6. He had a pick 6. Charles, yes. The defense generated turnovers top. Only problem with the Viking offense drive crashed like 6 points. And I know during the game early on, I was like, take the points, take the points. I mean, just take the points, which maybe we should have just taken the points. But at the same time, would that have prevented us in the further down in the fourth quarter when we're like, I don't think we would have been tied. But we've been very close. But the offense just stalled. It just stalled because of our plays, because of our execution with Sam Darnold, inability to run the ball in the red zone specifically. In the middle of the field. I get it, and that's another thing. Kevin O'Connell tried to outsmart Dan Campbell or try to be Dan Campbell. Or, we played right into their trap. And, Kevin O'Connell thought he was in an offensive shootout when we only allowed for most of that first half just the 7 points. He kept thinking we're in an offensive shootout. And when the defense was actually playing very good, playing amazingly good for most of that game. And the reason why I fell off in the late third, fourth quarter was because the defense, was being out there all the time because of the offensive ineptitude. It's going to fall apart eventually. It's going to fall apart eventually. And you can only hold up for so long. So I think, in a game where everyone probably bet the over, everyone lost their money. People who bet on the over, man, NFL Vegas made a lot of money Sunday night with people betting the over. But yeah, will we see the Lions in 2 weeks? I don't know. And that could be, and I mean that in 2 ways. I mean that we might not win against the Rams, but also if we do beat the Rams, could the Commanders beat the Commanders can definitely beat the Buccaneers. Not sure about the Packers beating the Eagles, even though in this scenario, I'm like, who has a better chance of beating the Lions, the Commanders or the Packers? It's up in the air for me right now of that answer, but I think we'll see. But going back to the game, after I talked about Sam Darnold overthrowing receivers left and right. Another big problem was Will Reichert when we needed some points, need to prevent the team from scoring points. At the end of the first half, Will Reichert, all day he was hitting the kickoffs toward the left corner, and it kept going. And then that last one before the end of the first half, it went out of bounds. And I'm like, oh God. This is not good. This is not good. And by the way, talking about Will Reichert, it is his birthday today. So I'm sorry for everything I'm saying. I'm sorry, Will Reichert, but this is constructive criticism. Um, you know, you know, he he made a 50, he made 150, was it a 50? He made one 50-yard, 51-yard field goal to bring it within 1 point. But then he missed another. But then after Detroit went up 8, he missed another 51-yard field goal. And he missed a 51-yard field goal after making a 51-yard field goal. And that was wide right. And Will Reichert has just not been the same after he got injured against the Colts. He had a little hamstring thing, and he's just been so off. And I really wish we had John Parker Romo back. And Vikings and kicking issues. It's just it's always going to be a thing. It's always going to be a thing. And I really hate that. I really, really hate that. But if we miss a kick against the Rams, that could potentially tie the game. I'm not going to be surprised. I'm not going to be surprised. But those two people are the ones who I really am the most disappointed, or that really gut wrenched us a lot, because hello, Alex. Yeah, it's going to be a time to see what we're going to do in LA. If it is going to be in LA, talking about LA, the wildfires, of course, as we know, is the game going to be moved to Arizona? I think if it does get moved, it has to be by tomorrow morning. They have to make a decision by tomorrow morning, I think, because the Vikings are well, no, the game's going to play on Monday. So, yeah, we're moving on. We're on to LA, and that's basically now the mindset. Now, it's a new season, it's a new dawn. So stopping Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua, that's gonna be very tough. But Puka, when we played them after the Lions, he was just getting off of injured. They activated off of injury reserve that night. So Brian Flores said in his press conference that he was not prepared for Puka Nacua to play. So they were scrambling around. To figure out a game plan for Puka, because they did not expect him on a short week, because we played him on Thursday Night Football, to come back. So that was a little hiccup by him and the rest of the defensive staff. So I think this time we'll be more prepared for Puka. So we'll see. Hopefully we have a better defensive plan, because I think the defensive plan going into the LA right before they activated Puka was stop Kyren Williams at all costs. But we just did not prepare for Puka, and we didn't think he was going to be as capable as he was coming off of injury. So yeah, just now we have to sort of change the game plan, and just prepare for that. And we're gonna have even though it's an away game, we're still gonna have a mostly Viking crowd there, Viking presence there, and it's gonna be because LA, whether it's Rams or Chargers, don't really have the biggest of fan bases. So yeah, I mean, I hope it doesn't. I hope it doesn't. Basically, when I made my predictions video and made that prediction, I'm sort of remember I made it like right after, and I could see this going either. I could see this going either way. I'm sort of like hedging. I'm sort of like hedging my bets here. If they lose, I get my prediction. If they get my prediction right, if they win, they win. Um, but yeah, um, it's just one game at a time. You can't focus on, oh yeah, we're gonna, since we're gonna win this game, we're game ready. We got to get mindset for like Dan Campbell said, we're gonna be there in 2 weeks. No, we can't. No, no. I mean, obviously, in the future, you want to in the future, you want to know how to try to beat the Lions. We know how to take care of the Packers and the Bears. But right now it's just this 1 week, and it's LA. And after being punched in the mouth against Detroit and Jameer Gibbs, because they ran the ball down our throats. They literally they did, and we got to make sure that. I mean, I don't think Kyron Williams is going to do that, but we just got prevent him from. Let me get it. How many are I need to check what he got against us. So Kyron Williams almost got 100 yards against us. I had to double check, but Kyron Williams almost got 100 yards against us, and we can't have that happen again. We got to limit. We got to bring that number down. And of course, Christian Darrisaw went down that game. A lot of things that could go wrong went wrong. I think we even won the turnover battle in that one too. Matthew Stafford threw an interception to Byron Murphy. Um, so we've exceeded expectation. We'll see what's going to come up as a result of this game, because if we lose, obviously Sam Darnold is not going to be back next year. JJ McCarthy will be the quarterback. That's if we lose. If we win, then Sam Darnold, that could still be a possibility. But I know I'm for certain, if we lose, that Sam Darnold will not be back next year. I mean, it's just gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. Matthew Stafford. It's just I don't know. I'm really hedging my bets here. I'm basically hedging my bets with this. But hey, I want the Vikings to. I want them, to prove me wrong. I want them to prove me wrong. I've seen a lot, and we're the first 14-win wild card team in NFL history. We are, and I just want them to prove me wrong. I just want them to prove me wrong. So I respect Lions. I don't think they'll make it to Super because they will be getting a little healthier. They'll get David Montgomery back in the divisional round, probably, if not, definitely the NFC Championship game. Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones might be the backup to JJ McCarthy. Maybe. We'll see. That could be a possibility. Yeah. Basically stole right from my mouth. But what was I going? What was I saying? Oh, about your other comment. The Super Bowl, obviously, if you haven't already seen my Super Bowl prediction, is the Bills versus the Eagles in the Super Bowl. And I have the Buffalo Bills winning the Super Bowl. Now part of that is that just a hope? Yes. But also I think the Bills, I think they can really do it this year. I think the Bills have the MVP. I think the one team, as much as Kansas City has been a kryptonite for Buffalo, I honestly think the bigger challenge for Buffalo is not the bigger challenge for Buffalo is not the Chiefs. I think the actually bigger challenge for Buffalo um, is going to be the Baltimore Ravens. In my opinion, that was the more harder one to really think about, just because I know how capable Lamar and Derrick Henry. That's a very powerful combo right there. Um, so I think the Bills' toughest opponent will be the I think I think I think it'll be I think Bills and Ravens is that's going to be that a very good divisional matchup if it indeed ends up happening. Oh, I know. I heard about the Zay Flower news, but still, I think Lamar just is just sort of like, I th- I think the Ravens can beat the Steelers without Zay Flowers. I think they can, because the Steelers have they're like the Texans. If Steelers Texans was a wild card matchup, I say both teams stink. That would be one of the worst wild card matchups, one of the worst playoff games I think we would ever see. It would be one of the lowest scoring matchups I've ever seen. But we're getting Chargers Texans instead. So yeah. I'm fine with anyone other than the Lions winning it all. That includes even the Packers. Honestly, same. That is my mood. I know for maybe Packer fans too. I'm not sure, but that is my take. That is just my take. You know, just because for me as a Viking fan, if the Lions were to win it all, then of course it's a full. The Chiefs are one of those two, but for me, as a NFC North guy, um, if the Lions win it all, we're going to be the only team without a Super Bowl in the division. So that is a big thing for me. Being the last team in your division to not win a Super Bowl, definitely it's not just about the Lions, but it also, the Packer fans and the Bears fans, and that, well, because the Bears fans keep talking about 80 will amplify, especially amplify their 85 prowess more. So that's my big reason. I also just did not like the whole what happened in the stands last on Sunday Night Football with um all of that. I but um yeah, but the Chiefs, my worst case scenario would be Chiefs Lions. I do not want Chiefs Lions. Bills Packers, and hello. Did I already say hello, Bob? Yeah, but the Bills Packers, I'll be fine with, especially if the Bills win. Packers winning is like a high schooler giving you a wedgie, a quick pinglet. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Now, as much as I respect the Packers, they might not do well since they lost Christian Watson. That's true. Honestly, as a Viking fan, I want, in terms of helping the Vikings winning the Super Bowl, because as we're not on, because we are, until the Vikings are out. If the Vikings are out, I'm about Vikings going all the way. Hate watching always comes second. You want to root for your own team, and anybody who's, does hate watch first before cheering on their own team. Nah. But Christian Watson, I don't know if I have not watched Christian Watson a lot. Is he back to Christian Dropson? I don't know. But I think the Vikings are. I think the Vikings are gonna have it. I think the Vikings against the Rams. It's gonna be a time. and it's gonna be a Monday Night Football. The bad thing about playing, that's the one thing it's like it just this whole thing sucks with playing on Monday Night Football, and then you have to go on a short week. That's a very bad. Um, if we win, that's if we win, if we win. But the Rams did it. The Rams did it when they won the Super Bowl. They played on Monday Night Football against the Cardinals in the first ever Monday, and then they won the Super Bowl. But just with all the implications right now, Monday Night Football, and then with the whole fire situation, we don't know if we're gonna have to go to Arizona or not. It's just a whole freaking mess right now, and I didn't think losing to the Lions would have had this much implications into messing up, you know, travel plans and whatnot, and facing the Rams because the Rams, they decided to rest their starters and wanted to face and they just to be and wanted to face a 14 win wild card team instead of playing the Commanders or the Packers. That was a weird decision by the Rams, but I also get resting your starters at the same time. So we'll see if that pays off for the Rams, because I think the Buccaneers definitely got the better end of the Buccaneers got the better end of the stick. Even though I still don't like our matchup versus the Rams, um, I still think the Buccaneers at the end of the day got the better end of the stick by playing the Commanders. So again, one game at a time. We can talk about afterward, but the whole Brian Flores, if he's gonna go or not. I don't know if he's gonna go. That is another topic of discussion. Um, if he's where he's gonna go, I don't know if New England was gonna be on the top, but then now I think like Mike Vrabel's probably gonna get it. I don't know if Brian Flores wants to find the greatest, where's the greatest spot for him if he does go, but preferably, I would love for him to stay here, pay him all the money to keep him here because we really would like to keep him here. He just does so good with Andrew Van Ginkel and Jonathan Grenard, especially Van Ginkel. Love that guy. Love that guy. Could have had more than two pick sixes this season. He could have had like four picks, a couple more pick sixes. One against the Lions in Week 18. I think he almost had another pick six against the Lions in Week 7. So Van Ginkel, he's just a pick six machine, and so glad that he got in the Pro Bowl along with Grenard. So I think the other Pro Bowlers were Jefferson, Byron Murphy getting all those interceptions, and then of course our long snapper Andrew DePaula. But of course, hoping that the Vikings players don't play in the Pro Bowl because we're gonna make the Super Bowl. Blah 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 blah. Even though that's more of a pipe dream at this point. This is a pipe dream for me. But if the Vikings make the Super Bowl, it'll definitely be one of the more emotional. That will be an emotional time for me because I've seen the Vikings in 2 NFC Championship games, one against the Saints and one against the Philadelphia Eagles. And there's a possibility. There is a decent possibility that if the Vikings do beat the Rams and they somehow, some way beat the Lions, that there could be another Vikings Eagles NFC Championship game, and that going on the road to Philadelphia, that would be something. But again, that's pie in the sky. LA's up next, and we exceeded some expectations. Let's keep playing with this house money and see where it takes us. Hopefully just one more game. I just want one more game. I don't want to be one and done. 14 wins doesn't come up too often. And if you don't use it, you lose it. And whether it's whether so chaos reigns supreme. Chaos does reign supreme. So we'll see what type of chaos we're gonna get in the wild card game. Leave the Lions game in the background, and we're on to LA. So did I say Sunday? I don't know. I don't think I thought I said Monday. Maybe I was wrong. But one more game Monday. We got one more Monday. We got the final Monday Night Football game of the season. Will be the final game of the Minnesota Vikings season. I don't know. I just want one. I just want one more game. I'm sorry. I want one more game after Monday. I want one more. I want that game is Monday. Oh, silly me. You know what I meant. You guys knew what I meant. I just want to go one more. I want one additional round. It's just one of those days. Just one of those days. I just want I just want to make another round because we're already in this round. So I want another. I want another round, an additional round. So we're gonna fight for that in whether it's LA or Arizona. I know. We're just gonna fight to live another day. So we'll go live for that Monday Night Football, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, wherever it's being played, and of course, hearts to the people in the Southern California area. Vikings lose 31-9 against the Lions. Get Monday Night Football against the Rams. Hopefully get that recap video. I'm still trying to compile all the clips because there's so many frustrating me shouting incomplete, wide open, whatever that I'm still trying to get through. So I was going to do that today and then do this recap like tomorrow in the early, like at this time. But I'm deciding, just because I have more time tomorrow, I'm gonna try to compile all those clips of me saying overthrow or whatever came up in that live stream tomorrow. So yeah. But thank you for the kind words, Spokes and Bones. You guys have a good team as well. I just wish, we just did not execute on the chances you gave us because we had them. So thank you, each and one of you, for watching. Hopefully I get another that compilation of me during the live stream from this last Sunday Football up tomorrow, and then we'll be going live for Monday Night Football, the last playoff game of Super Wildcard Weekend. This has been Adam, also known as Minnesota Vikings Man 28, and as always, Skull, and peace.